Like many artists, I am a neurotic perfectionist when it comes to my work. Nothing is ever quite good enough. I start and stop projects on a whim when the frustration begins to overwhelm the excitement. But every now and then, I really create a gem, something I'm really proud of. This feeling of satisfaction is one of the most rewarding and fulfilling feelings I've ever experienced. And maybe, just maybe, had I not been a perfectionist, I wouldn't have experienced these small but magical moments of triumph. Unfortunately, our friend Mr. Algorithm doesn't really align with the spontaneous schedule of an artist led by passion. Many of you are probably aware of this, and if YouTube or social media is something you've wanted to pursue, it may even be what's holding you back. And for anyone who just checked out at the mention of social media, the following doesn't just apply to internet creatives. I've noticed the world itself is becoming more and more algorithmic in how we navigate it. So take the following as a metaphor if you must, but I think what I have to say could really help any of my fellow perfectionists out there. Like it or not, the algorithm wants consistency. Its quality standards may be questionable, but either way, it needs people to watch our videos, read our posts, like our photos. Views and engagement are the name of the game. It's not a perfect system, maybe not even a good one, but it's what we have for now. So, what are all the passionate perfectionists to do with this? Where do we go from here? The artist in you may be recoiling at this current popularity-based system, but hear me out. The next piece of advice is what I wish someone had told me 6 months ago. As we all know, Michelangelo's Sistine Chapel was not executed in a few days, and good art rarely is. But let's think of it this way. Social media is not an art gallery. It's an art studio. It's your messes and mistakes. It is an elephant in small bites, open daily studio that demands your process, not your final masterpiece. And maybe there's a beauty in that. Imagine if you could have been a fly on the wall, once a week, as Michelangelo painted the Sistine Chapel. Would you have expected perfection at every moment? Probably not. What that tells me is that it's okay if everything isn't perfect. No one will expect it to be. At least not yet. Each piece of content you upload is not the work of art itself. It is an individual brushstroke. Your platform is the ceiling-sized canvas. On these social media platforms, and really in life, sincerity and progress towards perfection are what we're aiming for, not necessarily perfection itself. That's the ever-possible value that you and I can provide, and people love to see it. That being said, there will always be a place for the gallery, the theater, the binding of a book waiting to be filled. There is still a place for our perfectionism. You may have heard the phrase, done is better than perfect. But I think that focuses on the wrong idea altogether. More like, progress is better than unbegun. Because, contrary to the popular mantra, perfectly done is almost always better than done fast. It is how we think of done and perfection that is really up to us. Publish doesn't always have to mean done. And as long as something is not done, there is still a chance for some version of perfection. If you are a perfectionist, you know. The desire for perfection can simply be when our hearts demand the vivid execution of that which we envision. We are the thinkers and creators that push society forward, test the limits of creativity, and quite literally make the impossible possible. So, if no one has told you this today, allow me. There is a need for perfectionists. And believe me, we're not done yet. As always, laissez les bons temps rouler.